This Carolina Panthers team preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Oh, hello, Sean. Some mild technical difficulties.
Yes.
AKA I wasn't recording the beginning of the show. So.
All right. We got that ready to go. Ryan, we got an in-studio guest, Carolina Panthers fan.
What?
And very funny stand-up comedian Ryan O'Flanagan. Ryan, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me. Double Ryans today.
Yes.
Team Ryan. I mean, we got a couple. It's not the only team preview that's Team Ryan.
No,
right.
We have an abundance of Ryans. I don't know what it is about Ryans. Our organization, Ryan.
Producer Ryan.
Yeah, producer Ryan Gilbert on the Hockey Gambling Podcast. We are just littered with Ryans, but Ryan O'Flanagan, I know you back from stand-up comedy days. You're out there killing it on the road, and then I always see you checking in. Panthers fan, Sports Gambling Podcast guy. I remember you were one of the people, Ryan. Kramer, he was one. Ryan O'Flanagan was one that manually submitted Phrase That Pays last year. So that's how you know he's a true DJ only.
That's right. Yeah. And speaking of the Phrase That Pays, last year, so it was the Cowboys one.
Yes.
That was when was the last time Cowboys? But when you said day one, it started with when. I go, okay, when it's gonna be maybe a when the moon hits your eye, maybe a little Kramer shout out, pizza peel. Then when it got to when was, I thought, oh, it's gonna be the Cowboys. As soon as it got to when was,
and we are on episode 4 here with the Carolina Panthers. The word for for the Phrase That Pays, again, 32 words in order. Submit them after the team previews are done.
I don't know what it is. Don't ask me.
This episode, the word is by. BY, very easy word.
Mm-hmm.
So we are 4 words in. There could be another potential Cowboy shout out or shout of shame, but
really
a little zigzag on it. You can try and guess. People were submitting guesses as early as like 6 words in, trying to guess the last 20.
Today's by?
Yes.
BY?
BY.
A lot of the words so far could have multiple spellings.
Yes.
I've noticed that.
This feels like you're knocking out the easy part of the crossword puzzle.
Yes. Not racking them up. All right, but we're here talking Carolina Panthers. I see you got some handwritten notes.
Handwritten notes.
Man in the box.
Shout out Siege. Yes, the man in the box style went analog as I say. And I got some hot bets for you guys and some long shots that are not gonna hit, but they're fun.
Well, the part of placing some long shot futures, it's not necessarily hitting. It's just having that pending bet and thinking, wow, man, could you imagine when Quinn Ewers wins Rookie of the Year at 300 to 1?
Yeah.
That is I could own that. Quinn Ewers could be buying me a car. All we need to do is have Tua get hurt. And I did see the first play from training camp at the Dolphins was a pick 6 by Tua. So maybe I don't even need injury to get old Tua out of there.
Yeah, and these long shot futures, you get 4 months of just fantasizing about the money, and that's what is that worth? That's worth a lot.
Yeah, really,
that's what you nailed, because I mean, we were even having a conversation with the man in the box how we thought maybe the Saints this year were like the Panthers last year. He was. He was doing that thing where he was just telling himself the fairy tale ending and saying, well, what if?
What if?
Just
in case.
Just in case. Get the in case.
In case insurance. Yeah, I'm with Siege. I'm not as low on the Saints as you guys.
Yeah.
Crazily enough.
Oh,
I'm surprised how low you are when you have the mybookie.ag Moneybag, you got a Saints pull, didn't
Oh,
you?
that's
Kramer?
right. Good reference.
I remember
Kramer,
that.
you
I can't
have
believe how low you are on this team.
You're more intimate with my current open wagers at my bookie than I am.
Yeah, dude.
That really just bummed me out.
now that is the all-time opposite CLV because they were 300 to 1. And I think my bookie is what? The money bag is like 33 to 1.
22 and a half to 1.
Or 24. Yeah, not good. Not good. I would say the Super Bowl money bag is not great either.
It's not.
The golf money bag is where it's at.
I will say I did a mybookie.ag promo code SGPN money bag Super Bowl spin. Who did I get? None other than these Carolina Panthers.
Oh, wow.
At a much better price, too.
I already had a Panthers Super Bowl bet at 150 to 1, so it was kind of for
How you
nothing,
round it out a little bit.
Yeah, why not?
Good time. All right, so we got a lot to get to. Where are you at big picture with your Carolina Panthers here, Ryan? Because year 2, Bryce Young didn't start out great. Those first couple games, very rough. Then Canales says, no, we're not going to bench him. And then the next day they benched him. They bring in Dalton, who, oh my God, that was hot. Yeah, that was great. That was just the perfect time to play the Panthers. I'm still mad about. I had Adam Thielen 2 touchdowns. I knew he was gonna get the second one, but it was reaching out for that the first one. It ended up pulling his hamstring. Yeah. He misses a bunch of games. Dalton then gets in a bizarre twist of fate. He injures his thumb in a car accident.
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Maybe Bryce Young cut the brakes. Now they bring back Bryce Young, and this is those last 4 games, probably the best football we've seen of Bryce Young, getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker. Now you could shit on it by saying, hey, who are they playing defensive pass wise, especially those last few, but they had some, he had some moments. They played the Eagles very well. Xavier Legette gave me a crazy sweat. They played the Chiefs very well. They finished obviously much better than they started. Will that optimism, will that momentum, you think, ride into 25?
Yeah, I hope so. It was a roller coaster year, and I give Dave Canales credit for benching Bryce, which is a crazy thing to do.
Yeah,
especially working for this owner who really pounded the table to draft Bryce in the first place, and an owner who will fire anyone at any point and is an insane person. And it was a ballsy move, I think, to bench Bryce. And who knows what happened if Bryce did cut the brakes or what. But when he came back, the stats alone are obviously a lot better than the first 18 games of his career.
Yes.
But the eye test was just it was night and day.
Yeah,
agreed.
His standing in the pocket, his confidence, and his moving around. I dare say he used his size to an advantage, even like slipping out of the pocket. That's play against the Eagles.
Yeah, no, I was looking at some of the the Chiefs brought a ton of 6-man pressures, and that's kind of how he kept in that game by doing a little stuff back in the pocket, shimmying out. And of course, Adam Thielen, I remember it vividly. Cooper DeJean said his welcome to the NFL moment was trying to guard Adam Thielen, which you go back and see some of the guys he guarded. It's really funny that
he was slippery when we met him.
Yes, he
was that way.
15 first downs he got between 3rd and 4th down, and I think he might have had 2 4th down catches against the Eagles. And we're looking back at the 2024. I had him 5 and 12. I ended up nailing it. Kramer 4 and 13. We both had them going under the 5.5.
Directionally accurate.
Yeah, well, and it was a lot of it was just I don't know about Bryce Young. I don't know about Canales.
Yeah, I put a staggering amount of money on the over last year.
No.
And
so close too. They really sweated it out. The obviously on the other side of the ball, that's where now I'm kind of high. I look at some of the rankings for the receiver core. They're not super high, but I like their receiver core. You get the veteran Adam Thielen, you get the young guy Xavier Legette, who everyone loves, that maybe makes year 2. Shout out to the Cokeheads, Jalen Coker fans. Then you spend a lot of draft capital on Tet McMillan there, who has massive upside. The counter is, and I think I was like texting with you or whatever, you were thinking they were going to go defense. You were kind of hoping they were going to go defense. That to me is where there's a ton of questions on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, the defense is still at every level of the defense is still a giant question mark. We did improve the line, I think, a lot. I mean, we had a historically bad defense last year.
Yeah.
3,000 yards on the ground, set an NFL record in points allowed. And the number one thing we had to address was the run defense, and I think we did that. Much like last offseason, we really addressed our interior offensive line, and all of a sudden, the whole offensive line looks different. We kind of went in that direction this year with the defense, bringing in Turk Wharton, bringing in Big Bobby Brown from the Rams, and I think the biggest addition is getting back Derek Brown, our Pro Bowl defensive tackle who missed the whole year last year, and he's our best player. So the run defense is going to be a whole heck of a lot better. The pass rush, I still don't know. Day 2 of the draft, like I was a guest when you did the live draft, and I was stunned that we drafted Tedero.
that was crazy.
I was speechless. I was at work. I was working at my movie theater. I had to sneak away.
Yeah, I think you were calling in from some undisclosed location.
I was. Yeah, I had my little name tag on. I just put in my 2 weeks, by the way, boys.
Oh, well, congrats! Let's go.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and but yeah, we drafted McMillan. I was floored because the defense was unwatchable.
Yeah.
And we just drafted a receiver in the first round last year.
Well, and I mean, yeah, Ted McMillan, does he help the passing game this year? Probably.
Yeah.
But I would have been, as a, if I was a Panthers fan, if you're telling me Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker, and Adam Thielen, like I think that's passable.
Yeah, I was happy with
especially
that.
for a team that's going to be looking like I would have tried to use, hey, whatever best pass rusher is available at that spot. But
yeah, then we draft T-Mac, and it took me about 20, 30 minutes to be completely all in. As a
yeah, you just got to watch all the highlights.
Oh, yeah. Okay, this guy's, I love this guy.
This guy's sweet.
And but really, the day 2 of the draft, we went back to back rounds 2 and 3, taking 2 first team All SEC edge rushers, and who knows how they're going to be as rookies. But at least we addressed the pass rush.
Yeah.
And in free agency, bringing in a new safety, and now this guy from the Raiders, Trayvon Merrick, but I think we are any injury away on the linebacker and the secondary from being a disaster again.
Yeah, they re-signed J.C. Horn. He missed a bunch of games last year.
He does a lot.
Right?
Yeah, he's pretty injury prone. And we got him, and then Mike Jackson on the outside as our 2 starting corners. And if either of them get hurt, I'm really concerned about the secondary. And we're starting potentially a rookie at safety. I do think we'll probably still make a move later in training camp to get a veteran safety in there. But yeah, second 2 levels of the defense are very concerning, which only helps these Panthers offensive bets I'm going to be dropping, because it's going to be a lot of shootouts.
Well, and looking at Bryce Young, has never been accused of being like a lighted up stat guy, but now Kramer, I don't know where you're checking in. You said you think there might be some slower paced games, but if the defense is letting up stuff on the back end, they might be in some advantageous pass situations.
Well, I think the trend for the early teams, everyone had a tremendous amount of games lost to injury. Everyone had key players lost to injury, and I think for the Panthers, you can kind of, assuming some level of health, you can see the defense taking a massive, for me, it's easier to see the defense taking a massive step just because of the additions and the injury returns versus the offense. Like the offense taking an incremental step forward. Yes. In the good version of the Panthers this year, I think they end up being like an average to above average offense. Mm-hmm. I think they want to play slow because we know Canales plays slow as shit. I mean, look what happened in Tampa. He left. They immediately became a much faster team. And then, I think as far as the defense, I do think the return of a key defensive line anchor and what they did, I'm higher on the defense than I think Team Ryan over here. And I think the return, like we know defense tends to possess more variance year to year. So if the offense is playing with the intent to run the ball a bit down your throat and isolate Tet McMillan on the outside, you're not. I don't expect a heavy pass volume, and so you're playing to a slower pace. You give your defense an opportunity that if they're better, they're going to be able to be better at scale because you're now something that looks like a really good running, like a top 10 running offense in the NFL, and you couple that with the fact that they have bodies on the defensive line. and they have bodies at linebacker. I guess the secondary has questions, but if you're playing lower pace, you're playing lower score, you're running the ball, you have a nice running back room. Yeah, I don't know. I think Bryce Young impressed me enough for me to. I want him to still become better than CJ Stroud.
Yes.
And so.
Oh, he is.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I will say this: Sean is a play him, don't sit him. Yeah. Bryce Young sitting and coming back a completely different person.
You're talking about
is a strong argument against that. Yeah. In that sometimes you do need a beat to catch up and make things make sense. And I think the interesting Colby always said this about Bryce Young. He's very smart. And so it was weird to see a very smart player look like a very dumb player.
Yeah.
And then also like neuter the one advantage he had, which is a little bit athleticism. And so he came back and everything seemed to click. And he definitely, the timing around the Dalton situation was purely coincidental.
Oh, I'm sure.
But we haven't asked the questions.
Now, Ryan O'Flanagan here. Where are you at with Bryce Young? I said you jumped in saying he's better than CJ Stroud. Where
100%, yes.
Yeah. Where do you have? Now, I was looking at some stats. The bad throw percentage, it was still pretty high last year, but to your point, like it felt like when he was good, when he came back after the benching, he was using his legs more, not only for rushing, but for also creating throws downfield. Where are you at with Bryce? Are you a complete believer? Is this a make it break it year?
I'm a complete believer. His first 18 games of his career, all of his rookie year, then the first 2 games of last year. I mean, he showed nothing, man. It was brutal. Yeah, he looked small.
Really bad.
He looked scared. He looked I mean, there was obviously his rookie year. Nothing was ever going to go well.
Yeah,
the offensive line was a disaster. Lame duck coach and Frank Reich. The team was just a mess. Tepper was messing with things. There was no chance that was ever going to go well.
He was throwing drinks at people. Remember that?
Well, what was he like? He came into a restaurant and like the restaurant wouldn't serve him or something.
No, the guy,
they were booing him. What was that story?
Someone had put before the draft. There was a restaurant in Charlotte that said, "Let the GM make the pick this year." Then
he showed up.
So Canales pulled into the parking lot, then walks in, and the guy working the front was wearing an Eagles hat actually. And Tepper takes his hat off and goes, "Take that hat off." Mitt, it was trying to, I think he was trying to do a lighthearted thing.
Yeah.
But caught on camera, him just taking this
Guy's
the host's hat off is really not cool. So it was a tough couple of months. And by all accounts, he has taken a step back and kind of let Dan Morgan and Dave Canales kind of do their thing there.
Well, and you mentioned Dave Canales do his thing. Is he still, do you think, addicted to jerking off? Did he have a relapse? Where are we at? And Ryan is hosting this marriage.
I mean, if
the book by Dave Canales.
Is there a better guy to get behind? Imagine how if you took all the time you spent looking at porn.
Oh my God!
And turn that into the attention towards your job. If I stopped looking at porn and focused on comedy, I'd be Matt Rife by now. This guy is so focused. He's not jerking off. Who knows?
He's locked in. Now the road games, can be tempting there, but I guess
the question is, what was he doing before that?
Wow,
he must have been jerking off so much
because middle school.
The guy who had to quit coke. It was like that guy wasn't casually doing coke.
Well, you saw Hunter Biden talking about the difference between coke and crack, and you're like, my God, I can say there's nothing that has made me consider doing crack except that video of Hunter Biden being like, listen, I don't want to even go through. I don't even want to think about the levels of euphoria. He mentioned euphoria like 20 times. And I'm like,
you're like, oh, maybe. I gotta do crack.
Maybe there is something to this crack. He seems really excited about it. But to your point, hey, God bless him. He seems like it's working out for him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm just saying, if moderation's your thing, you don't generally write a book about how you stop doing the thing.
It must have been intense.
That's a man though to be able to face his team every day and go, yeah, I wrote a book about how I was jerking off too much and I cheated on my wife.
Now, if Xavier Legette, and we love Xavier Legette on social media, him versus the Lake Water, that was a great one. The video that the Panthers put out where he had a fake British accent. Any Xavier Legette content, I'm in on.
He's solid.
Now, if Xavier Legette was truly a comedic genius, a la AJ Brown on the sideline, just open up the Dave Canales book.
Someone has got to do that.
Oh, come on, Panthers. Let's have some fun there.
That would be brilliant. But yes, I believe it, Dave. That takes some courage to do this, to stand up in front of those men every day.
Does he get a copy for everyone in the locker room?
Autograph copy. Like if you make a play, instead of getting a sticker on your helmet, you get a autograph copy of this marriage.
Yo, coach, like no porn?
No porn?
Not at all. Yeah, I mean, speaking of that Lake Day, I mean, that talk about a team bonding experience.
Oh, yeah.
The team hasn't put out videos like that in years, and it's nice to see.
Isn't that the best?
The dudes,
the spring good stuff.
Yeah, the spring vibes are immaculate.
Vibes were so bad for this Panthers team, and now they're like, there's hope. There's hope in Charlotte. All right, we're gonna walk through the schedule before we do. Of course, shout out to Circa Las Vegas. Kramer rocking the Circa Sports shirt. I was just talking to Ryan, Panthers fan Ryan, here in the chat. I know he entered in the fantasy football contest to win a chance. Good place to have your draft. We are doing the Circa sign up weekend, August 21st through the 23rd. Come out, say hi, sign up for the Circa Million, Circa Survivor, Circa Grandissimo, 20 million in guaranteed prizes. And anytime you're at the Circa, the D or the Golden Gate downtown there, promo code SGP15 gets you 15% off all the great Derek Stevens properties there. And if you are signing up for the contest, which I highly recommend, the Million, the Survivor, it's great to do with the buddy too. If you got like a couple of you guys, get in, put a couple $100 together, come out. Great excuse to come out to Vegas, say hi to us, and of course you can play from anywhere using our proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use the promo code SGP, get $50 off your proxy fees. Come say what's up, Circa Contest Weekend. And we're also brought to you by Underdog. Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away 15 million in prizes, including 2 million to first place. I have been drafting some Xavier Legette in the Underdog streets. I still think there's a upside for Xavier Legette. Now, certainly you have to worry about Tet coming in and a healthy Adam Thielen, even Jalen Coker stealing a little bit of his touches, but I'm still high on Xavier Legette, and just ultimate fun guy to root for. His touchdown celebrations are awesome. He hit a 2 touchdown bet for me. That's what I'm looking for in a random receiver I'm rooting for. Of course, get in, draft your own teams, get in on the pick'em. You can win up to 500x. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Kramer, what are the odds for the Carolina Panthers in 2025?
As you know, we are progressing along the number line now to the 6.5s.
Ooh.
So shout out to the Panthers. Not the worst, not even in the worst tier this season. Big step up.
Yeah, let's go.
Not the worst tier, baby.
Minus 122 to the over, minus 103 to the under. A 225 for the make, minus 290 to miss the playoffs, plus 350 to win the division. That's got to be the shortest price they've seen in some time. 44-1 to win the conference, and 110-1 to win the Super Bowl. Any macro thoughts, Sean, on the schedule? Relatively easy, 26th strength of schedule.
Yeah, no, I think that's huge for them.
The net rest stuff. I mean, they're one of the teams that basically plays Sunday.
Yeah,
every week they have one primetime game, which is a Monday night game.
Nothing huge schedule wise jumped out for me. They did. If you want to be negative on the Panthers, they did win some close games. Like, part of the run that they went on was winning those overtime games. The counter is, though, they were close to knocking off the Chiefs and the Eagles. So they played competitive football, especially in that second half.
And I don't think we've said it yet on any of the episodes, but the NFC teams also do have the extra road game. This season.
But they start off with they only have one back-to-back road spot, and it is the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, and just in general, they start off with 3 out of 4 at Jacksonville, at Arizona, Atlanta at home, and then at New England. This is a very strange stretch because you could very easily argue that all these games are winnable. The longest spread is on the road against the Cardinals, who appear to be getting some love on the look ahead markets at this point. Sean,
you're moving the market.
I really
your
my
Cardinals
enthusiasm, because it doesn't seem to be coming from Cardinals fans. So all right, first 4, Ryan.
Yeah.
What do we feel?
Yeah. If we're gonna do anything this year, this first quarter of games is paramount. These are 4 winnable games. The beginning of the schedule is
they are
look
winnable.
at this.
They are
And
winnable.
then things kind of go haywire come the second half of the year.
Yeah.
But these first 4 games, I got them. And this is where I'm going to lose people because I'm going to be too much of a homer. I'm putting them at 3-1.
3-1.
Come
okay.
out swinging at Jacksonville. Liam Cohen, I believe in him, but not quite yet. A lot of similarities to Dave Canals. 1 year in Tampa. Baker Mayfield got him at his next gig.
Yeah.
Goes down to Jacksonville. I'm excited.
Baker Mayfield's getting guys paid.
He is, and I think who knows how to feel about Jacksonville. I think they're not quite ready yet to handle new Bryce. And I think we're going to start 1-0. Over to Arizona. I think they got revenge on their mind back at home. We had a big game against them last year. Chubba Hubbard busting through the line in overtime. They got that on their mind. I think we dropped that one to Arizona, and then we kick the ever-loving bejesus out of the Falcons and the Pats.
I've noticed everyone. I've been in the Panthers subreddit, the Saints subreddit.
Okay.
Everyone loves bringing up the Falcons 28-3. Like it is, even though it's 10 years later.
It's excellent.
It's a great troll, and I'm sure I would be doing the same. All right,
so the Falcons, that's a back-to-back road spot for them. So I do think that is
Cardinals. You mean?
No.
The Falcons.
Falcons are on a back-to-back road spot themselves in that spot. So I think I'm starting from a play. The floor is 1 win here. Now I don't know if I love the idea of new Bryce. First time I've heard someone say that.
Bryce 2.0.
That feels very zesty, but. I'm in on Jacksonville this year.
Yeah.
And I think Jacksonville is going to the weakness of this team is going to be teams that can attack you vertically and have enough of a run game to keep the front 7 honest. I believe in the front 7 of the Panthers defense. So anyone who's going to be able to throw the ball vertically is going to give them trouble. I don't know if that's going to be Arizona or New England. So I'll say one of those is another win. And they lose to Jacksonville, so I'll say 2-2.
Okay, I'm with you, Kramer. I think 2-2 is pretty reasonable. I could see how the other Ryan here, Flanagan, he's getting you to 3-1. To me, that Falcons game at home, it's a back-to-back road spot. I like them to get that done. Always like taking the Fade in the Dome team on the long grass outdoors. I do worry week 1. I'm gonna be in a pretzel because I kind of like the Panthers to surprise the Jaguars a little bit, but I always do like these Florida teams at home week 1. Now, there is some heat and humidity in Charlotte. Maybe their conditioning will be good, but those first 2 games in September, the Florida teams have a huge advantage.
I mean, and obviously the coaches know each other very well. So they're. And I wonder who the advantage goes to in that relationship.
Well, and
I tend to always lean the guy, the subordinate, who, especially if they're younger.
Yeah,
I feel like they'll probably have a little bit more of an understanding of how to take apart the guy they were under.
That's
just think about you as someone who is up and coming. Anytime you were like
chip on my shoulder,
and you're like, okay, I know how to. I would know how to do better than you now.
Yeah. So I think they win their home game against the Falcons, and I don't think it's unreasonable to think between at the Pats, at the Cardinals, and at the Jags.
I think it's
they get one of those games.
Yeah, I think the Pats are probably the most overrated team on the look ahead lines.
Their win total is pretty crazy.
Well,
they're getting much love.
I cannot wait to do the Patriots because Drake May won 1 game last year, as you know, in a game that he threw more than 10 passes, and now their win total is 8.5. Like I get thinking Vrabel is going to turn things around, but it's
I think
might
those are the
take a
two they
little
get.
bit.
They start 0-2. They win the next 2 games.
Okay.
Yeah, I did honestly originally have Jacksonville as a loss. Then I changed it because I don't want to bet
Yeah.
on my own team to start with.
Yeah, come on. You need
got to start one.
That's the Madden 94 game. Remember when they were the expansion team?
That's right.
Next 4, the real ones will know what I'm talking about there on the SNES. Miami at home, Dallas at home, at New York, and Buffalo at home. So I think Miami and Buffalo are going to be able to destroy the secondary here. So
I had both those as losses as well.
And Dallas, I don't know if I have Dallas winning a game this year.
Yeah.
So that's
My
probably
model's very
going to be
low
that's probably a loss. And then the Jets road game becomes tricky. And this is also where like I said, I feel like I'm a little bit high on this team and they still are going to run into just difficult situations. I think specifically this Jets game is going to be a difficult situation for them. And so do I go 1-3 here, Sean, or 2-2?
It's it. I mean, look at the spreads though. It's 1.5, 1.5, 1.5.
All right, so 2-2.
And then 7 Buffalo 7-point road favorite. I will say this. I don't know if it's going to be that game, but the Bills are good at one game a year going down south somewhere against a non-conference opponent where they're a big favorite and somehow fucking up that game. Not predicting it's going to be this Panthers team, but we've seen the Bills mess up these games where they're big road favorites, non-conference, and the Bills are, I mean, the Bills could be undefeated going into a game where they're at 7-point non-conference road favorite. I'm not predicting the Bills will be good this year, so it makes sense to grade that as a loss. But I don't think it's crazy to say they're going to win 2 of these next 4 games.
Yeah, I do have the Panthers having a big upset somewhere here in the schedule. It's not against Buffalo. I'm not confident that we're going to compete against Buffalo or Miami. Miami's just speed at receivers.
It's a bad matchup for them.
But I'm not particularly worried about Dallas or the Jets.
Let's go.
Coming to Charlotte.
Okay.
Dallas is. And I'm going to be at that Jets game at the Meadowlands with my family.
Oh, nice.
Did that a couple of years ago. Last time the Panthers were at the Meadowlands, and we put it on them with Robbie Chosen Anderson.
Oh man, that guy's awesome.
But yeah, I have us going 2-2 at this stretch.
Quick update: Buffalo coming off the bye to play the Panthers on the road, and they have the Chiefs on deck.
It is, and I'm glad you brought that up, Kramer, because I swore in my head there was like some weird situation spot for the Bills in that.
That makes me want to go 2-2.
Teams off the bye have not been good. Post CBA, the teams off the bye, it's like not a huge advantage anymore. I'm 2-2. I'm feeling frisky
Jets
here.
Will be coming home from an international game, not taking a bye.
Okay. Yeah, we got to run the numbers on that. I forget what that is.
I've definitely got 2 wins in here now. I feel like a strong 2 wins. All right, next 4. So I'm at 4-4.
4-4. I'm 4-4.
I'm 5-3.
Flanagan over here is
I'm 4-4.
5-3.
Oh yeah, 5-3.
Yeah.
At Packers. I don't know if that quarterback's going to be able to stress the secondary of the Panthers.
Your favorite.
Saints at home. They're favored. Ding ding, ring the bell.
Hell yeah,
only
let's go.
3 times all year.
We're back. It's a big spread too. Look at that.
Yeah,
4.5.
And then we have the 9. Wait, so what did I say? Saints -4, and then we have at Atlanta, at San Francisco. I think I'm going to chop the division home game so that you get a loss for the Falcons, win for the Saints. Can they win at Green Bay or at San Francisco?
I don't know. This unfortunately feels like a 1-3 stretch.
Yeah, this is where things get a little dicey. I have going to Lambeau doesn't feel good. I have that as a loss. But San Francisco is my big upset. I was telling you guys about our first Monday night game in a couple years.
Oh, that's right.
With Bam or Bryce, McCaffrey won't be playing. San Francisco is good. I am very high on them this year. I'll be honest. I think they're a contender. But I think this is that random one game a year that the Panthers just beat a good team. And this one's going to be on Monday night. I'm trying to go to that game as well.
You going 2-2, 3-1.
This stretch 2-2.
Yeah.
Losses to Atlanta and Green Bay. And then we beat the Saints and the Niners.
Are we sure the Niners are going to be a good? I mean, ever since we saw those first coach fired odds, Sean, on the VSiN show, about? And Shanahan had pretty short odds, it made me
a little bit of a red flag. Now, Luke is all the guys that blew out their ACL. There was just a press conference today about hey, dragging the feet.
Brock Purdy got paid.
Brock Purdy did get paid, maybe distracted by like getting a sweet 0-turn mower or a tractor, whatever you do when you make it big in Iowa. The case is for the 49ers, the schedule is very, very, and well, it depends. I guess it depends on how you feel about the NFC West in general. I know Kramer is very high on the Cardinals. So if you have the Cardinals good, if you think the Rams are decent, Seattle.
People are making some assumptions about things. Look, the Niners, I think, are a lot more fragile than people think.
Okay.
You think about McCaffrey.
I think that's probably a good way to describe them, because it could go right. But to your point, if
it could go very right,
it could go. Yeah, they're probably a high variance team.
It also could go pretty wrong.
Yeah, it could have gone very, very right last year.
Yeah, didn't.
Sure didn't.
Did
so
not.
They got 2 wins here. Then
I'm waffling between 1 and 3 and 2 and 2. I think at Atlanta, I think is a loss. Saints definitely a win. Now, can they win one of these at Green Bay, at San Francisco?
Falcons could also be a dumpster fire. Like, I have more faith that the Panthers are how would a nerd say this? The Panthers are more likely to reach their median result than the Falcons. I think the Falcons are much more likely to hit their floor. And so if they end up, I'll do 2 here, Sean. I think
2. Okay. And Easy pointing out in the chat, if you like the Panthers, bet him now here at +7, because he thinks that line, that line could be shorter. So Kramer, you're going 2 and 2. So you have them 6 and 6. Flanagan here has them 7 and 5. I'm sitting right here on 1 and 3, 2 and 2. You know what? Yeah, I'll go.
Give him 1 and 3.
I'll go 1 and 3. I'll stick to my guns. I feel, but coming up, I think there's some interesting spots.
The
here
Packers,
in the last
if you want some more ammunition, the Packers will be coming home from a back-to-back road spot, specifically coming off a Sunday night game against the Steelers. They'll be looking ahead to the Eagles on Monday night, playing the lowly Panthers. There's, the beauty of these bad teams is you can always sell them as a flat spot.
Yeah.
All right. Last 5. I mean, they gave all the good teams the late buys this week, Sean.
Yeah. Week 14, sign of respect for the Panthers.
Just like the Giants. Great time to have the bye when you're gearing up for a playoff run. First, they have the Rams, which is a interesting number there. Then off the bye, they go to the Saints, where I think this might have been a typo. I believe they might be favored on the road in this one.
-1.5.
Yeah. Then Bucks at home, Seahawks at home, and at Bucks. In some ways, I like that they catch the Bucks 2 times at the end of the season.
Oh,
I think those are the 2 teams. Like, in my mind, I'm kind of looking at a superfecta where the Panthers come in second in the division.
Ooh, okay.
And figuring out how to, maybe getting the Falcons third there, but in the closing here. So I do like them playing the Bucks down the stretch. So I'll split those. I think the Seahawks, I'm not super high on them. The Rams, that's a losable game.
Certainly. Those receivers versus
Puka Nacua versus the secondary is
the question is, do they close strong or do they trip up here? But will the Bucks be resting their starters?
I would counter by saying,
that's why I have a win. Because the Bucks are going to be resting their starters. I'm very high on the Bucks.
It's hard not to like them. Now maybe their offense falls off a little bit with no Liam Cohen there, but tons of great talent on the Bucks roster. So making a case for them being able to beat the Rams. This is a west to east coast. You have a dome team going outside on the long grass. We have Matt Stafford already managing his practice days due to back soreness, missing out training camp.
Sounds normal
for a very veteran team. I would not be surprised if couple injuries might snake this Rams team late. And I think the spread reflects that. The Rams aren't a team I'm going to be looking to lay money as road favorites on the East Coast, regardless of opponent. I think they actually have a chance to sweep the Saints, and I think I think they could go 3 and 2 here in these games. I like their ability to finish strong. You have the back-to-back home. They could. Yeah, I'm gonna say 3-2 because I was on the edge of 2-2 last.
Where does that end you up?
I'm gonna have them going 8-9. Which is Panthers Nation, baby.
That's the over, baby.
I think 7-10 to 9-8 is that couple win thing, and yeah,
So you believe in Bryce Young?
I believe in him enough. And I think to O'Flanagan's point, he untapped some abilities to make some plays, right? He was scrambling around in the pocket. His confidence is up there. Like Bryce Young had a lot of natural talent and ability, and it's not like Trevor Lawrence where we've kind of seen it. We finally got to see a little bit of flash of it. I like the receivers.
How quickly people forget how dominant he was in college.
Yes.
And yes, the beginning of his career was so bad, but this is the trajectory you want. He's finished last year so strong. 5 touchdowns in that Week 18 game against the Falcons.
Degenerate Dan in the chat saying, "My God, you guys are insanely optimistic." Well,
Damn right.
Well, we also
8-9 for a team that's win total 6.5 is not insane.
We're not insane.
Elite receivers also tend to make the offense work a bit better.
Yeah,
and so. Look, they don't.
Chubba Hubbard, I like.
They don't really have too many scheduling disadvantages. They catch a decent amount of advantages. Even just looking at the point spreads, they're rarely they're rarely dust. You can count on one hand the times that they're catching a touchdown. So again, if they are able to, if the run game works and Canales' offense is able to operate that way. You have your Mike Evans in the form of T-Mac, and the run again. They can run the ball. They can manage the clock, slow games down, and give their defense a chance to be good.
Kramer, you have them 6-6 going into the final 5.
I still think
you only need one win to get them over.
Wow.
I still think it's only 2 and 3 here down the stretch because whether it's the Rams or the other Bucks game. I do think that teams that can threaten you vertically are going to be a problem. So the Rams and the Bucks kind of stand out as the kind of team that can abuse what their defense might have trouble with. So 8-9 feels very optimistic as is.
Yeah, I also have 2 and 3 this final stretch.
Okay,
I actually have them losing, dropping one to the Saints here.
Really?
Like I told you, I'm not as low on the Saints as you guys. I think Shuck, by this point, he's got his feet under him. He's gonna shuck the world. They're losing to the Rams. I am losing to the Rams and the Saints, and then 3 in a row lose to the Bucks, and then win their final 2 against.
Seattle, and then at Tampa Bay.
At Tampa Bay, who's going to be resting their starters, and we always play Seattle well, especially in Charlotte. So I have them 2 and 3 in this final stretch, going 9 and 8.
That Sean, is a nice travel spot for the Panthers, or at least Seattle to Charlotte's a pretty long flight.
The beauty of us already, this is being the second team in the division that we're doing already, is that I know already that one of the few wins the Saints got was on the was against the Panthers.
Oh, really?
At the end of the year, remember the Jets Panthers 2-game win.
I may have already contradicted myself, but I didn't have the Saints giving out racking up a ton of wins, especially in the division. All right, we're going to talk best bets for your Carolina Panthers. Before we do, of course, shout out to mybookie.ag. Kramer, you home of the MyBookie money bag. Very fun. Let's put a couple sprinkle. Give yourself a rooting interest for a random future. The money bag is very fun. You got the MyBookie casino if you're a true DGen there, and of course 100%.
They should do that for teams so I can go in and just say the price is 12 to 1 or whatever, and it just gives me a random prop for my team, so I can pick Panthers,
even a money bag,
and it's just. Maybe it's a different price for each team.
Yeah.
I'm giving them good ideas. Right?
Great ideas over at mybookie.ag. And of course, the best idea, use the promo code SGPN. Sign up, get the 100% match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply on the rollover bonus. So make sure you check that out. But yeah, plenty of NFL futures. If you're getting in some live day baseball, you can't beat it. mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm, your home for AI backed picks and props. Very easy to fire up the old Rhythm app. See what they like. See, you can either build your own models or just rely on their models. And building model, it sounds like, oh, you can do it in like 2 minutes. You just adjust the sliders. You say, hey, build me a model. Next thing you know, it's spitting out winners left and right. Very fun to noodle around with, and you get the 7-day free trial. Try it out, please. Try it out. You're not going to be disappointed. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And one of their power trends for today, under 12 in the Cardinals Rockies game. That is incredibly high total for a baseball game, but it is at Coors Field there. Under 12 rhythm likes. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Let's go best bets. So for the win loss, Flanagan 9-8, Kramer and I a little more conservative 8-9, but we'll start with you, Kramer. I assume you like the over 6.5 wins if you got them at 8-9 there.
All right. So yeah, give me the over. I think, are you looking at, are we looking at make playoffs, or is that two teams aren't coming out of the South, right?
Yeah.
Not you just go right to division.
The price isn't.
Yeah. I'm not interested.
Juicy enough for me.
So
there's still some limitations with the ceiling team for the Panthers.
Last year, Brock Bowers had 1,194 yards and Malik Neighbors had 1,204 yards. So that's 1,194 and 1,204. Both guys on bad teams that weren't playing they were playing like not super fast offenses, but they still got to basically 1,200 yards. For T-Mac to have 1,200 yards, what do you think that price is?
Ooh, 1,200.
T-Mac to have 1,200.
I think he's going to dominate the targets, much like Brock Bowers and Malik Neighbors did. That's why they're the comp. In some ways, I could argue that the Giants and Raiders had more at the other receiver positions. I'm not as high as you on their other guys. Adam Thielen's fun, but he's I think he might be a little dusty.
He's 35.
Yeah, the hamstring.
So 1,200 yards
plus 350.
1,200 yards.
I think 5-1.
12-1.
12-1.
Oh my god! Boy, oh boy, was I off play.
So if you're, to me, like I think the likelihood of him getting some sort of rookie of the year is relatively low, because I do think the offense is going to be on the slow side. But the idea that he dominates the targets and hits a ceiling case, and I don't need to worry about the voters, and I don't need to worry about him beating anyone else. 1,200 yards for, how do you say his first name?
Tetaroa. Climb that
McMillan.
ladder.
Yeah, don't think about it. Just spit it out.
Yeah.
Now, Ryan, would you rather him to get to 1,200 yards or him to lead the NFC South in receiving yards? That's 8-1.
No.
Okay.
I don't want I think the leader could. I mean, you have a guy like Drake London who's also going to dominate targets. We don't know anything about the Saints situation, but Chris Olave could be set up for a decent if he stays healthy and he dominates the targets. And then of course you have the Buck situation where what is Mike Evans or whoever else the number 2 is?
Yeah. None of those are world beaters. In the last episode, when you were talking about the Giants, Malik Neighbors leading the division, his competition was
much better, but he also just laid down a 1,200 yard. He just laid down a 1,200 yard season. So I guess for that reason, if the price was better, but 12-1 to get to 1,200 yards. Do you think the leader in the division is going to have 1,200 yards?
Well, I was kind of trying to price shop that. I think you're in a better spot because you're getting the better price, because you don't have to worry about out receiving.
So Drake London had 1,271 last year.
Sneaky good year.
Good year. Indeed.
And let's see, was anyone else even close?
He's also, was it him and just Mooney are the only two really receivers doing anything on that team. There's just so many receivers on this Panthers team that I don't know.
That could be what screws it from a yardage point of view. But Mike Evans had 1,004. Now he was hurt a little bit, but that's, again, Mike Evans is kind of getting older.
Having a lot of receivers and then having the receiver that's going to get 30% of the targets there.
Yeah, true.
That's all it takes. And
I
mean, again, Neighbors did not play in a fast offense or an offense that was efficiently getting him the football. I mean, he had 170 targets. He only caught 109 of them.
Oh Lord.
Just think about that. I was trying to tell this to Sean about the deep balls that Russ is going to beautifully drop.
Oh yeah, those moon balls.
I mean,
those are going to be catches now.
Of those 61 targets that Neighbors didn't catch, 61 were the quarterback's fault. So watch out.
All right. For me, I'm going to take the over wins at 6.5 for the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
And I was incorrect. I thought Xavier Legette cashed a 2 touchdown bet for me. He did not, but he did have 4 receiving touchdowns on only 49 catches. I know Tet's in there. Obviously I do like Thielen. Shout out to the Cokeheads, Jalen Coker. There's reason to worry about Xavier Legette's overall workload, but I wanted a fun upside case for Xavier Legette because he's just such a fun dude to root for. To me, the biggest upside bet on Xavier Legette that I could get to, I don't think he's going to have a chance to lead in receptions, yards, anything like that. But if we isolate it to the NFC South and we just look at touchdowns, give me Xavier Legette to lead the NFC South in receiving touchdowns at 20-1.
Wow.
I know Ted's a big bodied guy. But if we can get, he had 4 of the receiving touchdowns last year.
Sean likes the big boys.
They didn't have a ton of receiving touchdowns last year.
True.
If we can get Bryce Young up to 24 passing touchdowns and he gets 8 of them, I think he might be in the mix there.
Play the breaking news. I think for the first time all season I've bumped into reception season leaders.
Oh, okay.
Please add T-Mac 100-1 to lead the league in receptions.
Wow.
Most receptions in the league.
Absolutely.
At 100-1.
I mean, look at last year. Brock Bowers 112, Malik Neighbors 109. I mean, the Lad McConkey was coming on strong 82.
You know what? I'm going to toss that in. It's 100-1.
That's a way better moonshot.
If they offer this at Circa, it'll be a fun paper ticket.
When they open the division, that's the market in the division I would play.
Okay.
T-Mac to lead the division in receptions also.
All right. I will sprinkle.
Not yards, receptions.
I will sprinkle Tet.
Well, assuming the price is better, we'll see.
Kramer,
I'm very price sensitive.
All right, so Ryan, you have the Panthers going 9-8. I'm going to start you off with over 6.5 wins. And
easy.
Then, what else? What else do you got there on the sheet?
A lot of these Panthers offensive bets I'm going to be in on. My favorite. Some of these over unders are laughably low.
Okay.
My favorite T-Mac bet, his receptions touchdowns is only at 4.5.
Okay.
He is going to be such a red zone threat, such an option when they get down there. Tall frame.
Yeah.
He's going to be, especially with a shorter quarterback, he's going to be first thing looking.
Stands out.
Looking to the big dude. He has such good ability and body control. I think over 4.5 touchdowns is easy peasy. I like that. Maybe even more than his yards. And his yards over is only at 800.5. And I'm obviously taking the over for that, but I do like the touchdowns more. And while we're on the subject,
put me down for the over as well. I'll might as well ladder this thing.
I want to debut this on the show.
Oh, he's got an envelope.
I got it. Yeah, I got an envelope
what
for you
could
guys.
this be?
Now as we all know, T-Mac was the second receiver drafted.
Oh, yes.
In this past draft, the first being Travis Hunter, which means if you followed the DAPS pack break, the final thing that won was just whatever position plus number, and it was receiver 2. So I got myself a Tenero McMillan rookie card.
Oh, nice!
I am the proud winner of this.
Oh, nice!
And on the air, you guys were saying, "Well, is it Egbuka? Is McMillan the first receiver technically?"
Yeah.
I wrote an email to DAP, so it was like, "No, Travis Hunter was a receiver. Is a receiver." And thank you, Daps. Can't wait for another pack break. Very fun. Get in on these.
Yeah, the pack break was
a
super
blast.
fun.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that.
We will be doing that again in the near future.
Yes, it is. The energy of just unwrapping it.
He's also very good at it.
Very good showman.
Yeah, great showman. Oh, yeah, when he pulled out that Luke McCaffrey. 1 of 1.
Me and Sean had no idea what was coming.
It was like, Jesus.
I've never been so excited for Luke McCaffrey.
Yeah. Another bet that I like, Bryce's passing touchdowns is
What are they setting it at?
17 and a half.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
That's crazy. The only lower one I could find was Justin Fields. And if he's going to be starting all 17 games with all these receivers, I think Canales is going to see what he's got and try to open up the offense a bit more. I think 7.5 is low as all hell. And then Lee Getz reception yards is only 575.5. Last year had 497 with several drops. I think he gets over this number if he doesn't drop that ball against the Eagles. So I think that's
thank God he did.
I like that.
Maybe that's why I like him. He dropped that. He dropped that ball. All right, so so you like the Xavier Legette receiving yards, Tet in general,
Tet touchdowns. Yeah. Just the Panthers offense. I know this is a very but to prove that I'm not just a homer, and I'm just making all these Panthers offensive bets. How about some other bets that I like that are for rivals?
Ooh,
Tampa's, and you're going to get to the Tampa episode, but their win total at 9.5. Are you kidding me? Tampa's flying by 9.5. This division sucks. I think they go 12-5, 13-4. I'm talking number one seed competition.
Yeah, I haven't dove deep into the Bucks, but the only thing to counter them off the top of my head is maybe that like Baker's touchdown percentage was very high. Like everything kind of worked right for the offense, but they also missed Godwin for a while and they had Evans injured.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting case trying to find stuff against the Bucks.
Yeah. I'm also just a big Baker guy. So I just
woke up feeling dangerous.
I woke up feeling dangerous. Also, I could not find Kamara rush touchdowns, but whenever that comes out, I would smash that. I banked that at week 5 last year. I think it was 4.5.
Well, people just want to be out on the Saints in general, but to your point, if he's healthy, he's going to be out.
No, thank you.
But they're going to be. Who else do they have? He's going to be getting
Devin Neal.
That's true.
It doesn't matter. Neal. They're going to not score touchdowns.
All right, fair.
So you got Kamara there. Anything else over on your sheet there you want to toss out?
Yeah, Canales coach of the year at 10-1, easy peasy. What win total would they have to reach for him to reach consideration? 10, probably.
Do you think they maybe pregame or maybe just in a random they do readings where it's just Canales reading to an
empty Ryan, have you actually read the book?
I have read the book. It's a great book. The first line of the book is the first time I cheated on whatever his wife's name is, and then it gets
Wait, so with an actual woman, or does he?
It's about his current wife.
Oh, okay.
He cheated on her several times when he was with the Seahawks.
With his hand or with another person?
With another person with his penis, and then as a punishment for that, I think that's when she was like, you know what? How about this? You can't watch porn anymore ever. He's like, Jesus, no! I didn't know it would come to this. So yeah, that's a rough punishment.
Wild ride for Dave Canales.
Yeah.
From addicted to jerking off.
And he had to tell his team.
Coach of the year.
She made him tell the team too, and make a book and tell everyone.
I mean, dude, at that point, I would rather get the divorce. Yeah. Come on, I gotta write a book about him addicted to jerking off.
I don't have to know how to write a fucking book.
Also, too, like if you're this woman and you guys are gonna stay together, do you really want this?
Twisted shit.
Do you want this to be the book? Like everyone knows your husband's addicted.
She likes.
Hey, you're in the bathroom a little long. You didn't bring your phone, did you? What's going on in there?
To other women, this is a leash that she's very proud.
She really did tame. It's
like a Louis Vuitton leash.
If you got caught cheating on your wife, would you rather have to write a book and publish it, or never be able to look at porn ever again?
Yeah, I mean that
Which
seems
is
like
he had to do both.
It seems like an easy trade. You know he still looks at porn.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah, you know he's got a secret computer at the office.
He's got a burner laptop
that he looks at the porn with. I mean, football coaches are very like organized, habitual guys. They're not just quitting things.
Sorry, it's part of my pregame routine.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, great times, and of course.
Wait, one more.
Yeah, sure. What do you got?
One more. I have the superfecta we were talking about earlier.
What do you like?
So, well, it's the what if the Panthers finish in second.
Okay. So you got, I'm guessing Tampa Bay first.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, then Carolina.
Yep.
Then what do you do?
Falcons.
Then New Orleans. What does that pay?
Oh no, hold on. 12-1.
12-1. All right.
12-1 for that order.
That order.
I like that. I have that same order.
Ryan, awesome having you in studio. Appreciate you hopping on the show. Make sure you follow him on X and Instagram. Ryan O'Flan is the handle. Very funny guy. I know you got some live stand-up dates coming out. Where are you touring?
I'm going to be in August doing a lot of Colorado shows, also a couple Idaho shows, and a Spokane and a Missoula. If you come see me at any of these shows and you say the phrase that pays,
Let's go.
I have my own phrase that pays. If you say the phrase that pays, I'll give you some merch, probably some stickers. And the phrase that pays
and
is
a handshake.
And a firm handshake, Kramer style. The phrase that pays is UFL Jeff is on the Epstein list.
Let's go. Oh man, why did that would have been a there's still time to change my phrase over here, Ryan. The original
that feels like the kind of phrase that we just say it freely as you're walking through the streets.
Well, I doesn't even know.
Yeah, if you meet us ever at Circa and you come up and say UFL Jeff was on the Epstein list, I'll give you one story that was too hot for the show.
Oh damn!
Because there's some stuff that we can't
what
actually
an
say
Easter
on the
egg.
show.
I love that.
But if you come to me in person, or I'll give you Big Cat's phone number. Either one.
Oh, wow.
I ran into some drunk fans at Vegas once, or just they were drunk Canadians. They weren't fans, and they were talking about the podcast. I was very hammered, and I was like, "Yeah, we had." They were asking like what celebrities we had on. Like, we had Big Cat on, and they're like, "You have Big Cat on." I'm like, "Yeah, here's his phone number," and I gave them Big Cat's phone number, which I don't know if he's changed it, but yeah,
Dude,
I'm sure he's cool with that.
He's probably got a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
Quick, can I do a quick aside?
Oh yeah,
Speaking of just little inside stories. In a recent episode, you guys talked about the time you played basketball with Sarah Silverman.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you asked, "Were you the one who blocked the shit out of her?" And I was like, "No, that was me." I told my buddy that I would say this when I do the podcast. That was none other than comedian Jordan Garwood, who was about a 6'3", 6'4" giant dude.
Yes.
Slapped the shit out of that
Definitely
ball.
had the height advantage. I remember that.
She called him a twat, and then he was never allowed to play basketball with them ever again. And now he works in,
So I may have merged memories, but like that, I remember being there for an incident like that, and then later in the same session, seeing her lighting a huge blunt on a bench next to a playground, like the kind that has like the cedar chips underneath the slide.
Yeah. Gotta take a load off after getting my shot blown.
Yeah, she just got wrecked.
Good times. A lot of fun having Ryan in studio again. Check him out, Ryan O'Flan, and check out some live shows as well. Great show and good times. And we will be talking Titans tonight, 2-a-days. Continue youtube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Smash that subscribe. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
for Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean Second Money Green. He's Ryan.
As a punishment, there will be no guest on the Titans episode.
Kramer, let it ride.
I'm wet.
All right.